her 16-year-old daughter, Valerie, before, as she says, it's too late. Now, Valerie, when we talked to her, said she's had sex with over 15 guys. But wait, the problem is, besides that, and what it can do to your soul and your mind, without using protection. She is waiting backstage, and we're going to talk to her in a few minutes. First, Janet, before we talk about Valerie's behavior now, take me back. Now, I know you're the stepmom, and you felt as if you'd given birth to her yourself because she was how old?
I love her with all my heart. Well, she's been around me since she was about 4 years old.
4 years old.
And I love her with all my heart.
And she has a good family life, right?
Very good.
Were you shocked when you found out that she was 12?
Very shocked.
When she lost her virginity? Now, Janet says she's even caught her daughter having sex in their own home.
It was
What
spontaneous.
happened?
Well, me and her dad had went out to dinner one night and come home, and she was babysitting the smaller kids. And there was a boy in the bed and one in the closet. In the closet.
That's two guys?
Two guys.
What did you say to her?
Well, before I had a chance to say anything, my husband was already in there after him.
Sure, and what did he do?
Well, he went after the boys, and then he smacked her.
There's a point at which you don't know what a parent would do. What's her reputation?
Being a whore.
It is. Because of her behavior or for other reasons?
Her behavior,
Okay.
her dressing.
What's she dressed like?
A slut.
Does she? Let's have Valerie. Valerie, will you come on out, please? Valerie, the reason you say that you act this way is that you're somebody who loves sex more than anything else. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Is that the number one thing in your life, in your young life?
No, I go to school. That's one thing.
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
Mom says, stepmom says sometimes. But why is sex so important to you?
Because you just gotta have it, you know? It's like,
What?
What do you mean you got to have it?
Yeah.
Why do you got to have it?
because
What do you mean?
you tell me you don't have sex.
I have sex, but I don't have to have sex like that. And look how you dress. Are you
So?
Patricia has a 15-year-old named Gabby who's also having unprotected sex with a lot of partners. Gabby is backstage. We're going to hear from her in a few minutes. Patricia, did you ever imagine that this was happening with Gabby?
No, not at first.
Did you think it could happen? Did you, in your mind, did you think it would?
No, because Sally, listen, she always went to school. She's, always, she's always really good with, adults and so forth, And
she's
she
good
just
in
got
school.
good in school and everything, and she just got, our neighborhood's not the greatest, right? And she gets with the bad crowd. She hangs around a lot of gang members and so forth, And
What does she say when you tell her it's affecting her?
she's like, I don't know, and she attracts older guys. I mean, I don't know if these guys are married or what. I mean, just last week, my husband, these guys come at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? We both work and we can't sleep because people are calling all the time, And then these boys come about 3 o'clock in the morning knocking on the door, Gabby, I'm her boyfriend, And there was a carload of guys. And so we wouldn't open the door to let her go out, so he pulls a gun on my husband. I mean, he could have shot her. I mean, what is it that's so great that she's got that they're all wanting to come? I mean, it's something, boys aren't going to come just for whatever. I mean, there's got to be something there. I mean, it's just, and I'm not going to lose her for that. And if it takes me getting killed or her, I mean, I don't want to think about that. And I don't know what would happen if I was to die today. What is going to happen to her?
Who
She's
would
only
take care of
15. Yeah. And she can't take care of herself. And the guys are going to go as far as the girls let them go.
And you feel absolutely helpless. Let's hear from Gabby. Gabby, come on now. Gabby? You're 15 years old. You're very pretty.
Thank you.
And you've had an awful lot of partners, huh?
8.
8, okay. Why, do you sure? Have you kept track of the number and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Why unprotected sex?
Because that's the way I want to have sex. If that's the
Why?
way
Why? Explain to me why.
Because I don't like it. I'm not gonna just say, oh, okay, let's wear condoms. So, you know, I just don't like it. Because that's senseless right there. I just don't like it.
You don't like it, okay. But if you don't use protection, aren't you worried about getting some kind of a disease at all?
Well, I'm not gonna worry about it until I get it.
That's because
Nobody likes sex. Everybody's just so good out.
well, most people that's got any sense do it because it's a human thing to do, not just because they.
Of a male teen who's having unprotected sex, and her son Chris is 14. And when we asked him how often he's having sex, too many girls to count. Okay, so sometimes mothers of daughters think they're the only ones that are worried. You're the mother of a son. Tell me about Chris. Tell me about why you're worried.
Because
He's not going to get pregnant, but
no, but he'll run away from the responsibility.
he's going to make somebody else pregnant,
or
and
his-
then you're going to be stuck with the responsibility. What else? He was a good kid. He was on the honor roll, and then he changed 2 years ago.
I think it all happened when his grandmother passed away.
He was
just
close to his grandmother.
She lived
and
with
he
us.
took it very hard, all right? Began beating on his younger brothers and sisters, not a good thing. And became very what? Angry?
Angry, wild, doing what he wants,
Stole a car,
wrecked it.
got into an accident. You say your husband had to hold you back when you found out that he was having sex at 12. All right? Now, who did he have sex with at 12?
It was a girl that was babysitting. It was one of her friends, and she was 16, almost 17, and he was 12. And they came over to the house, and then they supposedly left. But Chris snuck them in my house, and he had sex with this girl that had chlamydia.
And he's 12 years old, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's have Chris come on out. What? Chris, you are an honors student.
Yeah.
Means there's got to be some intelligence there in your head somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Some, we hope. Okay. How many people have you had sex with? You're 14 now.
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Girls count, guys don't count, okay? Do you know how upset mother is?
Yeah.
Do you care?
Yeah, I care, but it's my life, and I'm gonna live it the way I live it.
Chris, but what are you going to do when you die?
Whenever I die, that's a consequence I have to take.
No, it isn't, because you're going to hurt a lot of other people besides yourself. That's right. You hurt
Chris, she's right. Listen to her for a moment. If right now you got heaven forbid, you got terribly ill, would you, and you couldn't walk and you couldn't eat and you were very thin and weak, would you expect your mother to take care of you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
If your mother decided, well, you went off and had sex, baby, it's your problem, and like the other mothers we heard from, she is devastated. She has a 13-year-old daughter, Dana. Dana is 13, and she's had unprotected sex with 10 guys, some as old as 20. And Pam was so disgusted by this that she pressed charges against her own daughter. Her daughter is, in answer to your question, 13 years of age. She hopes that this will force her to stop having unprotected sex. I don't know that it will, unfortunately. She's backstage. We'll talk to her in a few minutes. Pam, you never thought that a little 13-year-old girl would be so careless.
No, I didn't. I'm a nurse, and I know what people with AIDS
Now,
looks like.
what we've been trying to do is having frank sexual talk with the teenagers. As a nurse, you have always tried to have frank sexual talk with your teenager.
Yes, I have.
If you're getting the kind of answers that I've been getting, man, that's some kind of talk. I mean, in my life, I've never heard answers that don't make any sense at all. And then last April, you noticed a change in Dana's behavior and found out she was sexually active.
Yes.
How'd you take it?
I took it very badly. I thought I was going to die because I thought, I've told her from the very beginning if she wanted to have sex, to talk to me first, you know. And
Come to me, let me help you out.
I would explain
And you're a good
safe sex.
liberal mother,
Yes,
right?
I am. Yes.
You walked in on her having sex this past summer.
Yes.
In your house?
In my own home. I come home early from work and I was met by a naked boy running out of my house. And it was
Did you call his mother?
Yeah, I called his mother right away and I said, listen, I thought you should know that I just caught your son with my daughter. And she said, well, thank you very much. You know, she said, I didn't know he was acting like that either. And he was 16.
So it's the mothers of sons can't do any more than the mothers
No.
of daughters. She makes a list of the guys she slept with?
This is not all she slept with. This is 27 guys that she kissed. And there's little stars out from it, and their ages that I found. I believe in a child's privacy, but she went past that law of privacy. And it devastated.
When you press charges, how does that work?
I went to the sheriff's department, and they told me to go to the prosecuting attorney. And I went there. It took me all summer to go there. I kept her grounded the whole summer. And she'd still, when I would just let her off being grounded, the night I would let her off being grounded, she would sleep with someone else.
Cindy has a 3-year-old daughter. Cindy watched who waste away and die a few months ago that you had to take care of?
My father.
Why? What did he die of?
He died of AIDS because he was just like the ignorant people on this stage, and he wanted to sleep around with everyone else.
Wait a minute.
You said we were ignorant. You was ignorant one time too.
Don't attack the messenger.
Cindy, you said he got AIDS. How did he get AIDS? Did he get AIDS from a needle? Did he get AIDS from the hospital? Where did he get AIDS?
He got AIDS from sex because he did not want to put on a condom. He didn't want to take out the 2 seconds to prevent it. And now
That's what
he's
this gentleman
dead.
said.
He
And
can't
now
see
he's
his
dead.
grandkids. He can't see his children. He can't see anybody.
Tell them what it was like to watch your father die of AIDS.
The last days he didn't eat. I had to change his poopy diapers. I had to administer a catheter. I had to feed him, bathe him, make sure that he didn't vomit on himself. I had to do everything. It was like a baby. I had to monitor him.
You know what we talked about,
He couldn't see,
Chris?
he couldn't breathe.
Do you know what we talked about? That if you got that sick, somebody has to do this. He couldn't see, he couldn't breathe, he couldn't do anything.
He weighed
Right.
62 pounds at the time they cremated him. And he was 6 foot tall.
You say you've made a lot of mistakes in your life. Tell me about your life.
I got pregnant when I was 14. I didn't really know the guy. I was doing like they were
Why did you get pregnant at 14?
because I was stupid. It wasn't going to happen to me. I was infallible. And here I am,
And you're-
18 with a 3-year-old by myself.
The point that we're trying to make. This is exactly what we're trying to say. What is going on here, all of the stuff that you're hearing, you using condoms for balloons, what a big joke. This is exactly the point that we're trying to make. Here is a young girl, 13 years old, and the people who are stupid enough to put up with this and to engage in sex with somebody who they don't know are really taking their life in their own hands and playing Russian roulette, and they are risking not only their lives, but the lives of everybody else. And you finally got it.
Wondering with the husband, I don't need it every night.
Dana,
I would have wanted.
Dana, how do you feel? No, how do you feel? How do you feel, Dana?
I feel